In this video, I will share with you 10 tips to raising better behaved kids. In the footage, you'll see clips of our country home life, which is truly amazing, but like all, we have our moments. Now, I've come a long way, but I have turned into a scary MOMster, and it makes me feel really bad. Thus, I found some methods along the way that help our family turn problems into solutions. Stick around to the end as I have some really great tips that are simple, they'll make a huge difference. And to be honest, these are great reminders that I need to revisit often. Be simple and clear with expectations. Remind the rules and guidelines daily. Don't be surprised that you need to repeat often. Kids are meant to test you, to learn their boundaries, and you are also being tested greatly with your patience. But try not to let triggers win by allowing yourself to stoop to the level of a 3-year-old. Have them tell you back the rules. Write them up. Again, just because they know them doesn't mean they will apply them all the time. You're not perfect either. The number of days I've said, I'm going to be patient with my kids, and then I'm not, is too many. Give them examples of what your desires do and do not look like. For example, say, if little sister has taken something that is yours, shall we pull it out of her hand? Oh, no? Okay, so then what could we do? Yes, ask kindly for it, or let her have a turn and tell her where to put it when she's done. If that doesn't work, ask mom or dad for help. It's also really helpful to explain the why and repeatedly to your rules. So in an age-appropriate way, don't overdo explanations or they may stop listening to you. Tell them consequences beforehand so they're not surprised when they do have consequences. If you don't follow through with what you said, they will learn that you are not true to your word or that they can get away with things and have second chances. For example, we go over daily expectations and say, when you use harmful hands or words towards our family, it brings everybody down. We won't be able to have friends over because it makes me feel worried that you may hurt others. We need to show each other that we can use our powerful brains to find helpful solutions when we have a problem. Be precise and truthful with your wording. You can say, in this family, we do not use potty mouth, or in this family, we share the things we love. We don't want to do unrealistic threats that you can't follow through with, like, if you don't come here right now, you'll be in your room all day. It doesn't help the child feel loved and connected, and it's unrealistic. You also don't want to hand out good jobs. If they show you a picture and you say good job every time, then they're just going to want to color quickly and get a good job from you. Instead, we want to say, oh, can you tell me about your picture? Or, oh, I like the red over here. Maybe you can add a little more on this side to fill in the white parts. Provide structure while still being flexible. Having structure helps everyone feel grounded and safe. It's like a riverbank. The river can flow fluidly as long as it has banks to support it, and this relates to kids having strong and present parents. Give them visuals of how the day will go with pictures or words. You can have a whiteboard or a notebook. Here you can incorporate education in a natural way that's not forced, but basically happening on its own. For example, if they're not sure what's next in the day, you can go look at the board and work on sounding it out with them. If plans do change, which oftentimes they do, tell them why and see if they were attached to one of those day's activities. See if they can come up with an idea on how to plan that into your next day or afternoon. Not everyone is comfortable with change, so giving a heads up rather than a sudden surprise can help prevent meltdowns and prepare them better for the transitions. But when you can, following through with your plans and ideas is important because then you're being true to your word and they will believe you more often when you say things. This means you need to be realistic, and overfilling your schedule leads to stress, so be sure to make room for transition time and downtime. You don't have to do it all, and what's most important is having a stable family, not being the best at the soccer or rushing around every day when you don't have to. In our home, we value healthy homemade meals and eating together as a family, and this means not being on someone else's clock. Providing structure also means providing the tools and setting they need, and then being there with them. Don't just give them busy work. They'll quickly move on and go looking for you. Show them that you care, at least by starting it with them to get them inspired. Then you can slip away once they're in the groove and get back to your work. You can also tell them, hey, I'd love to see your work when you're all done. Remind them that whatever we do take out, we need to put away when it's done so that we can move on to the next thing. And if they don't want to clean up, maybe it's because they're overwhelmed to clean up 100 crayons. They don't need 100. They need like maybe 6 to 8 colors max, which will be less cleanup and less stress for you. Again, don't use the if then. So if you clean up, then we can go out. No, just say, hey, okay, it's cleanup time. And this way we can come home to a clean table for supper after our outing. Or you can always use humor, saying, oh, the crayons want to go back into their home with their friends. Can you help them find their way back? Or can you say the name of the color as you put them away? Music can also help set the tone and be that familiar riverbank to support their activity or their rest, or a cleanup song and playlist can make it more enjoyable for all. Storytelling. Find books that model good morals and lessons that you want your kids to learn. If there are silly books that show getting hurt to be funny, and then you wonder why your kids are hurting others, then it's time to be more critical on what influences your kids are absorbing, especially in the younger formative years. They are sponges. Even better, make up stories at bedtime with different characters or animals that have similar problems your family is having. Model examples that could work and actually be helpful in their reality. This will slip into their subconscious without them knowing it, and they will have positive examples to sleep upon. You can ask them how the characters feel before and after the problems. For example, if you have a new baby in the family and you see Big Sister is getting jealous, you can tell a story about a family of bears going through a similar scenario, but the Big Sister comes around and realizes all the good things there are to having a baby sister, and how it's okay to change who we are to make space for new things to come into our lives. Prioritize outlets for rest time and active time. So for rest, we all need it, and screen time is not rest time. In our home, every day after lunch or outings or high activity, everyone is on their own bed, quiet for at least 10 to 20 minutes. If they are behaving, they can have a puzzle or book on their bed, and thereafter they can play in their room as long as they're being quiet and playing nicely. We start time over if they keep on coming out. It's important to put up your boundaries and explain that it's healthy to have alone time and that you need it too. If it's nice outside, my kids can choose to rest in the hammocks or various lounge swings around the property. The sensory swing indoors is also very helpful and can help be restful at times. Our motto is, rest hour gives us power. If they need alone time because they're not able to control themselves safely or are bringing everyone down, I do have them be in their room, but not as a bad thing. I'll say, hey, you need a couple minutes to come back to your center. Let's go to your room until you're ready to come out in a calm way. Being alone helps me to regulate too when I feel a lot of big emotions. It's okay to cry or be upset, but when it's affecting everyone else's peace around you, it's not. So your bed is a good place to pause and feel held. Or we will send them outside to just sit or look at a tree. Nature does wonders, especially when needing a shift. And for active time, making sure they have an outlet to let out their high energy, preferably outdoors. Everyone needs fresh air and sunshine on their skins. Going on walks, hikes, playing sports helps everyone stay healthy and fit. Plus, it helps us all sleep better at night. And you need it too, so get involved as much as you can. If the weather is too wet or cold, I'll put on a workout video, ballet or yoga, or we'll set up an obstacle course around the home and have lots of family dance parties after dinner. Nourishment. Often kids break down and have tantrums when they are either super hungry or super tired. If we can provide meals and snacks that are filling, meaning with protein and fibers, not just white sugary cereals that go through them quickly, and give them enough, they will have more stable mood for longer and won't be begging you for food 1 hour later. So make it count. And always have water available so they're getting enough fluids to stay hydrated, especially on hotter, more active days. And as a parent, you need to be nourished too, not just on bread crust and coffee. Notice that when you snap, you probably have not been grounded with a satisfying, filling meal. If the mother tree is weak, all the trees connected to it through its root system will also be weak. Model good habits and self-care. Take time to sit with your kids and eat. Have them be responsible to clean up after themselves. As they get older, instead of reminding them, clear your plate, you can say, oh, what did we do after dinner? Challenge their bodies and minds. This makes them feel empowered and responsible. It gives them purpose when they have real-life tasks that are just hard enough for them and know are helping the family, like getting firewood, cleaning the windows, redoing the altar in their own creative way, or whatever is age appropriate for them. They might surprise you with what they create or can do, so try not to underestimate them or tell them, oh, this wheelbarrow is so heavy, do you think you could help me with your strong arms? That's a lot easier than telling them what to do, for no one really wants to be told what to do, but they do want to feel capable and connected. Be realistic. Ask yourself, are you okay with it? If they're going bonkers in the car, can you let down your control of having absolute silence and let them let it out? Because if they're doing that, it's because they have the energy and they need to let it out. Or you can have them bottle it in and be perfect silent little angels for a 1 hour ride, but that's not so realistic. So if it's really bothering you, what can you do? Put on a song everyone loves, put on a story, play the animal guessing game, or find the alphabet on the street signs. There are always solutions. But remember, they are kids, and we need to let them be kids, not expect them to be perfectly behaved soldiers just because guests are around. You can also provide a space that they can yell, be creative or messy if that's what you think they need, or explaining to them when is a good time for those types of things and when is not. Being realistic includes not expecting a perfectly clean home all the time, or most of the time when you have little kids running around all day long. Having healthy relations within your family should be more of a priority than having to stress about a perfect home. Your home is meant to be lived in. It's not meant to be photographed for a post. The quicker we become okay with mess and lots of accidents, the less stress we will carry and thus can model better behavior for our children to follow. If I want to make a dessert that I want to be done well, I'll give the kids a bowl of their own flour and water, maybe some cinnamon, and they can mix it up and do whatever they want, make a mess, and then we'll compost it. I allow messes, and they know they have to clean up messes too, and I've gotten way less worked up when accidents do happen because they're quite frequent. Model what you want to see. Observe your energy. Are you being an awesome role model? Are you reactive? Do you yell at them for breaking things and then get mad at them for yelling at others? Yes, I do that and I wish I didn't, but every day is a new day, so I always try again to be patient and loving. Can you be vulnerable and share how you feel? Can you say sorry that you yelled or express how you could have responded better? Take time for cuddles, reminding them how much you love them and how much they're learning, how much they're growing, and how far they've come. Sometimes the root of the problem is them not feeling the full love they deserve. They are seeking your attention. Tell them your struggles and ask their ideas or opinions. If you want them to open up to you, you need to be open to them. Offer moments of bonding with I love you rituals, like this little piggy went to the market. I'll be sharing a video soon on many different I love you rituals that can take 1 to 5 minutes but help shift the mood and increase feelings of joy and connection for all. It's okay to get angry and express your emotions, but we want to try and respond in healthier ways, and maybe that means walking away for 2 minutes and then coming back to a situation. It's okay to mess up. We all do. We're all learning as we go. So say sorry and move on quickly, just like your kids do. You can also model out loud what you're doing while you're doing it and why. Express your feelings so they can learn the right words to do so as well. Sing and dance while you clean. Move about your day. Your joyful mood will be contagious. Don't force it. Behaviors and apologies should not be forced. They should come from within and from good guidance. If a kid takes a ball from someone or hurts a friend, don't rush over and be like, "Why would you do that? Say you're sorry right now." All kids do this. Yours is not the only one. Have your kids simply observe the other kids crying or being upset for a minute. Then look at your child and ask him or her what happened, how it makes them feel, how the other kid might feel, and ask them how they can make it right. If not able to come up with a solution, give them options, and they can apologize when they're ready in the way that feels right to them. Maybe by drawing a picture or offering another toy. Whatever it is, it's not too late to say sorry, but when we rush it, we take away their experience of feeling it and learning for themselves. You can always turn to God when you don't know what to do or say. So much of our world is invisible to our eyes. There is so much we do not know and cannot answer. To this, we can turn to God to answer questions that don't always have answers. For example, if whatever you do to get your son to stop teasing his sisters doesn't work, take him aside and ask, "Do you think God sent us here to be mean or kind to each other? Can you show me how God wants you to relate to your sister?" God is always in our hearts, and we can take time to pause if we need to reconnect with our hearts. My son often wants to take charge, but when he misbehaves, I get quite upset because he's setting the example for his 3 younger siblings. So we talk and I say, "God put you here first for a reason, to be a strong leader. Can you help do that?" Then we can pray together before bed, and this can be applied with any higher power that you connect to. Okay, and a little bonus here, families with multiples can greatly benefit from one-on-one dates with your kids so that they have that special time with a parent and don't have to compete with siblings for your attention. I love when we get this opportunity. I really get to see their individual personalities shine bright. All right, I know it can be easier said than done, but give it a go and try again. You will get there with a good heart of intentions. Be sure to check out my other videos on raising little kids for inspiration and ideas. See you there.